So what is yours then? Did we? I don't think we answered this question.
What's your answer?
All right, you're gonna have to let me have a little ego here for a second, but it's the only sport for me. First off, you walk in to Dudy Noble, and I like to walk through the lounge. I go through the lounge to get to the press box, and seeing everybody. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, and so you see everybody out there cooking and having a great time, and then I can't because I have good fans. People are like, "Oh, hey, Dad, hey, come over and grab this and talk to us and love the podcast and give Richard hell and all this stuff." And I love it. I love it. And you don't get it with basketball or football. It's just so different. It's almost like you're just hanging out and there's a baseball game going on around you. And it's difficult to explain that to somebody who's not a State or an Ole Miss fan that has those outfield experiences. Maybe LSU fans would get it. But for everybody else, they're just sort of in the stadium watching the game. Whereas at State, you're just sort of in the stadium and the game is happening a lot of times.
Yeah. Although you're paying more attention because you play-by-play tweet.
Well, I hope nobody shoots me this year.
So I'm similar, and it's hard to describe this without it sounding sappy, kind of the way you did.
What's the point of this, though?
But a ballpark has a feel to it. And different ballparks have different feels, but they all have a unique feel when you walk in them. Dudy Noble feels a little bit different than Swayze. Swayze feels a little bit different than Alec Box. Plainsman Park feels a little bit different than both of those. Pete feels a little bit different in Hattiesburg. But they've all got a unique feel to them. And it's kind of a special deal. And look, I get that I'm fortunate in that whether I'm doing radio or television for these games, I've got field level access before a game. And so one of my favorite things is to kind of go down on the field while BP's going on. Because it's a looser atmosphere than other sports. Yeah, you chit-chat with players, assistant coaches, trainers, managers, head coach, whatever. And you're just down there and you kind of get a feel for what's going on. And it's just, this is like the wax poetic nostalgia part. There's just something about the feeling of being on the field, in the stadium, at a baseball game that you can't replicate on TV. I think you can come far closer to replicating that feeling on the radio than you can on television. But I love doing the games on television, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know, that's kind of what it is for me. That and I love college fan bases, like the passion that goes along with it.
Yeah, it's just different. The term "it just means more" might fit more for baseball than any other sport. Because you have great crowds everywhere in football. Ohio State fans are fanatics for football. Texas, Oklahoma, But college baseball, no, they don't have that same kind of passion.
What is it for you, Borky?
Not as passionate as the two of yours, but I love the pace. If I'm going to... Football's intense. And the games take forever, but every snap matters. It's just an intense watch. And basketball, I was about to punch my desk last night watching a basketball game. It's a very frustrating, those are intense sports, frustrating sports. A lot's happening in baseball after a football season ends. And yes, basketball's still going on, but my Pelicans are frustrating the crap out of me. Either way, it is very nice to grab a cold beer and sit back and watch a game where every play doesn't matter. Hell, not even every game really matters, because if you get 2 out of 3, it was a great weekend. The lack of intensity in baseball is really nice when you get done with a football and a basketball season. Just to kick back and enjoy it. It's still sports and it's still games and all that, but I love the pace of it. And the fact that not every pitch matters and not every game truly matters. It's kind of nice, and that's weird, I know, but
and it's 5 games a week. You get a lot more bang for your buck here.
Yeah,
you know, we got games almost every day.
That intensity that you're talking about. I mean, price of poker goes up when you get to the postseason, and it really matters. And on a few of those Friday nights in SEC play. But I know sometimes the least attended game of a weekend is Sunday. Man, the lazy, laid-back feeling of the early innings of a Sunday game, if it just kind of stumbles out of the gate where, you get 5 innings in and it's 3-2, or, Now that can somehow turn into like 14-12 when it's all said and done, and it gets a little more ramped up late in the game. But no, it's cool. How about this? Darren got me a little bit in the feels. He said, my dad used to say, you feel that? That's the heartbeat of baseball.
Ah, I like